The Silent Mind, Understanding Emotional Numbness in a Hyperconnected World. In an age defined by constant stimulation, instant communication, and emotional exposure, one might assume that modern individuals are more in touch with their feelings than ever before. Yet, paradoxically, a growing number of people report experiencing the opposite, a profound sense of emptiness known as emotional numbness. Neither sadness nor joy, neither anxiety nor excitement, just a quiet, unsettling absence of feeling. Emotional numbness is not simply a poetic metaphor. Within the fields of psychology and neuroscience, it is increasingly recognized as a real and measurable state. Often associated with conditions such as depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and chronic stress, emotional numbness can act as both a symptom and a coping mechanism. In essence, the brain appears to turn down the volume on emotional responses when overwhelmed, protecting the individual from further psychological strain. From a neurological perspective, this phenomenon involves complex interactions between key brain regions. The amygdala, responsible for processing emotional reactions, may become less responsive, while the prefrontal cortex, linked to decision-making and regulation, can exert increased control, dampening emotional intensity. Neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine, which play crucial roles in mood and reward, are often implicated as well. When their balance is disrupted, the rich texture of emotional experience may begin to fade. Historically, emotional numbness is not unique to the digital age. Accounts from soldiers returning from the trenches of the First World War describe a similar detachment, then referred to as shell shock. These individuals often struggled to reconnect with their emotions after prolonged exposure to trauma. Today, although the sources of stress may differ, ranging from social media overload to economic uncertainty, the human brain's defensive strategies remain remarkably consistent. What is perhaps new, however, is the cultural context in which emotional numbness arises. We live in a world that encourages emotional expression, sometimes even performance, through platforms that reward visibility and reaction. Ironically, this constant demand to feel and display emotions can lead to emotional fatigue. When every moment is documented, shared, and evaluated, the authenticity of feeling may begin to erode, leaving behind a hollow simulation of engagement. Moreover, emotional numbness does not always present itself in obvious ways. It can manifest subtly, a lack of motivation, diminished interest in activities once enjoyed, or difficulty forming meaningful connections. Individuals may describe feeling disconnected not only from others but from themselves. In severe cases, this detachment can impair decision-making and reduce one's sense of purpose. Despite its challenges, emotional numbness is not necessarily permanent. Psychological research suggests that with appropriate intervention, such as therapy, mindfulness practices, and lifestyle adjustments, individuals can gradually restore their emotional sensitivity. Techniques like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, aim to identify and reshape thought patterns that contribute to emotional suppression. Meanwhile, practices such as meditation encourage individuals to reconnect with their internal experiences in a non-judgmental way. There is also a growing recognition of the importance of slowing down. In a culture that prioritizes productivity and constant engagement, moments of stillness can feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable. Yet it is often in these quiet spaces that emotions begin to resurface. Re-engaging with the physical world, through nature, art, or human interaction, can help reawaken dormant emotional pathways. Ultimately, emotional numbness serves as a reminder of the brain's remarkable adaptability. It is not a failure of feeling, but a protective response to overwhelming circumstances. However, when this protective mechanism persists, it risks becoming a barrier to meaningful experience. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, perhaps the challenge is not simply to feel more, but to feel more authentically. In doing so, we may rediscover the full spectrum of human emotion, not as something to be displayed, but as something to be lived.